Hey y'all, I'm Nick with Great Plains Traditional Bow Company.
And I'm Shane. I'm a bowyer here at Great Plains.
And today we're going to be reviewing the Amazon bow of this week. This is the PMZ Archery recurve bow takedown professional longbow for hunting, right hand traditional bow for beginner adult teenagers 25 to 60 pounds.
Did you miss anything?
No, that's the whole title.
Good boy.
So, I've actually reworked a bunch of these, and you may have seen them on the Facebook, Nick Brandstein Bows. This is the first of that batch, Amazon bows, that I've reworked, and I really liked it, but we're going to do a full unboxing and review today. This is the kit. There's two kinds. There's the non-kit, where it's just the bow, the limb bolts, and all of that, and then there's the complete kit. So
this is the complete kit?
This is the complete kit.
Alrighty, let's see what's in the box. Okay, what do we got here?
So in there, that's the case. There should be the bow, the Allen wrench, string silencers, glove, arm guard.
Let's see if I can do this without damaging the bow.
Here, let me move Loki out of the way here.
Oh, Loki! He's doing just right. He loves it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, just a happy little GSP puppy.
Alright, so this one is a brown one. Did you know it was going to be brown?
Yes, the red one comes as just the bow. The brown one comes as just...
Okay, that's a pretty riser. I like that. Those colors are really pretty. The, yeah, it feels good. Feels like a pretty good grip. Let's see what else is in here.
The packaging on these is a little extreme.
I think it's good.
It's good that they packaged it this well.
Yeah.
Let you know that they, put some effort into it.
One limb there. And then we've got another limb here. So we've got these two limbs here. Look pretty good.
I'm going to let you find the limb bolts.
It's got that normal. I noticed right here, right off, you can see whatever they had hooked on there when they were spraying it. There's a little, you can tell that's what would. So here we've got the accessory bag. This here has got, it looks like an arm guard in it. A leather arm guard. Is that the same one that the others came with?
No, that one is...
That one looks better.
Yeah, I prefer this one over the other one because it's, arm sized. It's not all the way up.
Nice, thick, and it looks good too.
And for an arm guard...
I think that's got... Does that have like a...
Yeah, it's got wire in it.
Oh,
it feels like...
That's cool.
And it's nice and slick. That way,
Yeah, that's a lot nicer arm guard.
And for a starting arm guard, that's pretty nice.
Here you got a tab, little nice leather tab. Put that there. That's pretty cool. And then here's the stringer.
Alrighty. So in the
here's the string and the rest, and here's the limb bolts.
Is the Allen key in there?
Should be. Yep. Allen key. There
should be.
I don't see anything else in there.
There should be.
No.
Those
others came with what? Antler bolts.
Well, faux antler bolts. I don't see them in this one.
Here's the stringer. This stringer's kind of interesting. It's got a little hard rubber pocket instead of a soft nylon pocket. That's pretty cool.
And the arrows that came in the box.
Oh yeah. So here we got the arrows. Let's take a quick look at those. We weren't super impressed with the other two sets of arrows that came with the Senlita, but there again, they would definitely work for you for a starter.
Do you want me to grab the limb bolts that came with the others?
Yeah,
we'll show those.
These arrows are different. These are actually pretty attractive. I like the way these look. I like that crest they've got on there, and the black and white fletchings. Nick and I call this the tuxedo fletch when we do black and white. We do a black and white fletch on our Easton Carbon Legacy arrows. It looks really super cool. We call it the tuxedo fletch. But these arrows look pretty good. Or they're kind of like the other ones, but they look better.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
the limb bolts that came with the other ones. I don't know why they're not in the box.
So that is an antler bolt, but that's of course fake antler. I don't care for these at all. I don't care for them even when they're real antler, simply because they catch on everything. But some people like them, and that's cool. So
those are
I unboxed it there, and I'm gonna let Nick put it together,
alrighty.
and then we'll go from
Do
there.
we use the atrocity of
No.
limb bolts?
No,
Okay.
let's put the sleek, low-profile ones. I'm gonna switch places with Nick. I'm just gonna
So-
chuck this down here for now.
The limbs are marked A and B. So I'm assuming on all of them, I've assumed A to be the top limb.
Okay, I'm gonna move this over here so everybody can see exactly what we're doing.
And
They do not send a glove with this one. On the Senlitas, they sent a glove,
yeah,
right?
they sent that
Yeah.
tab instead.
So if you're a glove guy, not hard to get a glove, but this tab it looks pretty good. I like it. I'm not a tab shooter. I shoot with a glove, so.
The other thing on these, I've noticed the quality control between them. Out of the 11 that I've had in, if this one doesn't have cracks, then I will have 3 that didn't have riser lamination cracks.
Yeah, where mainly most of that is found where the decorative lamination pieces run through here. There's cracks
look at
on
that.
almost every one of them, which Nick fixed all those.
Filled them with CA
Yeah.
and kept them from continuing to separate. But
So let's analyze this bow here a little bit and see what we've got going on here.
so it's got a good reflex deflex to it.
Yeah, it's not super aggressive, but it's a nice amount, a real nice amount. Definitely, I don't think this would be a D-shaped bow.
Bamboo core.
Yeah, bamboo core. I'm feeling this fit. Now the fit on these, it's not bad. It could use a little bit of help, but honestly, that's not bad. It really isn't bad at all.
2 laminations though.
2 laminations. Is it just 2?
Yeah, it looks to just be one very thick taper and one parallel.
No, I think they're both tapered, Nick.
They're both tapered.
Well, let me see here.
Yeah, it appears that they're
Actually-
both tapered.
Let's see here. We got. That's about 125 thousandths there. No, I think one's just tapered. This back lamination is a parallel. I believe it's full thickness all
Oh.
the way on the back. The belly lamination's tapered.
Let's
See that? Take a look at that.
Yeah, that belly's tapered, but yeah, sure enough, that real
Yeah.
thick one's not tapered.
That is interesting. That's definitely different than what we do on our bows. And we wouldn't, of course, put that thick of one in there.
The wedges are smooth transition.
Well, let me see this. That's not entirely smooth there.
It's not perfectly smooth, but I'm looking at up here where the fade out is. You know,
This-
it's a gradual. There's no.
It is a
dips.
gradual, but this part of the limb does not flex. I always look at where it fades out, and where it fades out, you can see the little bump there, which are pretty good. Ideally, you don't want to see that bump at all.
Right. And over on this side, they didn't fade
Yeah.
that into. They didn't feather it, and so it's.
Looking at this bow, I'm very impressed.
Oh yeah.
Just first impressions, I'm very impressed. I did notice on this one, see that right there?
Yep.
Show that to the camera. I
The-
wonder what that is. Is that just like a chip out of the
I think
riser and they filled it?
it could be. Yep, that's what it looks like.
Let's look at the center shot on it. Just looking down here. So everything, this is completely straight and square. The riser, the shelf has just a microscopic radius. You see that?
Yeah, it's barely
Basically, it's square, just maybe a microscopic radius, no radius at all on the side plate. Let's check the center shot, how close it is. So we've got 1.3 inches. Here I've got 5/8. So 1/2 inch and 1/4 would be 5/8. So just, yeah, it's not quite cut to center. It's almost cut to center, but not quite. It's out about a 1/16 of an inch. So that would have to be taken into account when tuning an arrow to this bow. The limb benzels are real pretty. I like those. Those look kind of like ours. And let's see. What else do we want to mention on this bow? Oh, the tips.
The tips are square.
The tips are...
They do look like they're fast flight reinforced.
Well, I was looking at that, and I wonder... On the description, does it say it comes with a fast flight string?
Well, let's see.
Because there is a grain structure in this tip that looks like wood, but it also could be a laminate, a phenolic or a G10 that's just glued together that way. These tips look a lot better than the other two Amazon bows that we reviewed. The shape and the profile of the point after the string groove is really nice. It's symmetrical.
It doesn't
really nice.
say on their description.
Doesn't say?
Not that I see right here.
Okay. There's quite a bit of material there. I think you would be okay using fast flight on these tips. Just looking at them, the feeling I get is I think you'd be okay.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at the fade outs on the tips, they're not faded in perfectly smooth, but they don't look that bad.
But I think they're the same material that the Black Hunter recurves.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, and those were great with fast flight.
They did. They worked fine with fast flight. When I cut into the Black Hunter that one time, that one bow, they did appear to be plastic of some sort. And
yeah,
they smelled
like a
like
reinforced plastic.
Yeah. But then the others, a couple other Black Hunters I did not have that plastic. So I don't know for sure. I would be very interested to know exactly what this tip material is. But I think you'd be okay using fast flight, don't you?
Oh, yeah. On the ones that I've sent a couple of them with the fast flight strings.
Yeah.
And they shoot great. The string change is a noticeable difference in your foot per second.
Yeah. So, other than that, can we tell if this glass has been painted just looking at it?
I know these are painted because there's a couple of spots where I was sanding, there's something in the finish and it chewed through. It's black glass, but it's painted black on top as well.
So it's probably just like big sheets where they cut out the sticks, and because of the imperfections, they put the black dye in their finish. It kind of has, I feel like it's the same finish on it as what we've seen with the other cheap Amazon bows. If you put your fingers on it or thing, it leaves marks. There again, you wouldn't have to change the finish, but a high quality finish would be advantageous to this bow. Not a bad finish. You know, there's no drips on it. It's smooth. It's pretty. Overall, I think it's a beautiful little takedown longbow.
And for $100 on Amazon,
is that what they were?
I've seen them fluctuate everywhere from 85 up to 130.
Yeah. But what colors do they come in? Is it
just the red and the brown?
Red and the brown.
All I've seen.
Yeah.
But
from what I've seen, personally, I prefer the brown color.
That's where I'm at.
But the red is beautiful too. So what? Oh, so this is interesting.
Yeah, their limb bolt system.
The pins are on either side of the limb bolt. That would make a very secure connection point.
And keep it from twisting at all.
Yeah.
So on the Black Hunter, we saw a single pin and a double pin. The single pin setup, I think the reason they were doing that is because it would align the limbs a little better.
After the bow was strung, if they had a twist in the recurve, it would kind of naturally allow that bow to settle in straighter.
On this one, where that's set, if there's a twist, it's going to have a twist.
Yeah, it's not moving.
Yeah, that's super secure and solid.
I wanted to look just how these. So I'm thinking these limb pins are stainless steel.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, if you look at that. And I would also think this bolt insert here, this threaded insert, it looks like stainless or either zinc. It's either zinc or stainless steel, zinc plated. I think it's stainless steel.
The other thing on these, and I've noticed this on all of them, the holes that are drilled into the limb, those are just square. There's no chamfer.
Oh, really?
To them. Yeah. And so if you over tighten on a square hole like that,
Yeah.
it'll crack your
you
glass.
can split your glass right along that limb pin line.
And putting it together and then taking it down is a lot rougher with those.
Well, and you can damage your bow. So ideally, what he's talking about is, let's see if I can show this, is putting a chamfer, a bevel, on these here indexing pin holes and the limb bolt hole. If you have a chamfer on there, that is way better for protecting your limb, and there's not near as likely to get splits in the glass, because when there's no chamfer, it's tight right up against that glass, and so any movement, accidentally hitting it wrong or something, can cause that limb pin to push a wrong way, and you can have a split. A lot of splits come from that in takedown limbs, but also a lot of them come from over tightening. But imagine this, you have a hole like this that's completely square. Well, then you over tighten it, and there's nowhere it can go because it doesn't have that relief of a chamfer on the index pin holes or the limb bolt hole, and so it puts it in a bind and it splits your limb. So if you were going to rework these, you definitely would want to put a chamfer on these.
And let's put this together. They send these
Oh,
little Lim
okay.
Pad,
That's cool.
and I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah, I really haven't seen any brand of recurve that it damaged or hurt it to put some sort of mobile gasket or softening protector piece between the limb and the riser. It tends to work on every. Now, some bows don't need it. We don't send ours with them, and
Right.
you can. I've shot my bows for years without them, but it absolutely does not hurt them either. And in my opinion, I think it protects the limb.
It also quiets it up.
Yeah,
Which, if you were going to hunt with this, having
yeah.
it as quiet as possible, and that's the big thing about longbows, is they're quieter than recurves.
Yeah. Because a lot of the noise, like we've talked before, from a recurve comes from the string slapping that limb every shot. I did not realize that they came with that felt.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just adhesive felt?
Yep,
Adhesive
just
back felt.
3M adhesive.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're cut out perfectly, so it's just peel and stick.
Says double coated tissue. Oh, that's just the. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The other ones that you had, did they have a stringer like this?
I've seen, I think one or two of them did. The kits did. The red one just came with just the bow, those goofy antler burl.
I actually
things.
like this quite a bit.
And for a start,
See if I can show this on our other camera, if you can see that there. But
that's a great stringer to
yeah,
start with.
it really is. Like, this protects the tip of your bow when you're
And
stringing it. And
Look at how that goes.
Yeah.
That slips over the tip, so it's tip to tip.
Sure enough. And it also keeps it from twisting when you're stringing your bow. So that's really a cool design there on the stringer.
And that's one thing I've noticed on these, is the Allen key sometimes doesn't fit in there perfect.
Not perfect. Okay.
There we go.
Now, what did it come for with just a calf hair?
Yep.
So it's got a calf hair side plate rest and side plate piece here. These are calf hair with adhesive
Knocking
back.
point.
Oh yeah, it's got a red knocking point, which the red color is, I don't know if they use the same color coding ones as we do in America, but the knocking points, the red ones are for a little bit thicker serving. The black ones are for a little thinner.
And the ends of the string are actually served,
Sure enough.
which should keep the string going longer.
Strings are, I would still, just looking at this string, that's not a great string.
It's not amazing.
No.
But for just starting, it would be
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
if you wanted to soup up the performance, I'm sure
yeah.
high quality string would do wonders for this bow.
But let's string this thing.
You want to just string it with our stringer, or you want to use their?
Yeah, we'll string it with our stringer.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. This thing, everybody can figure this out pretty good. We'll just use our shop stringer here.
That string was.
We're gonna
totally
string this thing
untwisted.
up.
And I've been running these at a brace height of about 7 1/4, 7 1/2. I've noticed the higher brace height, it seems to like that more.
Well, that's a 64, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't say on the website or on the Amazon listing.
You know, one thing this bow did not come with, I just realized, is instructions.
No, it did not. It doesn't have
you,
the
Ben.
specs marked on it.
No
or-
specs marked on it. No instructions. That's kind of a con. I guess that definitely is a con. If you got somebody first time buying this bow and they don't have instructions, that's not great. Showing them how to do stuff. Black, but not that pliers. The knocking pliers, the red. Yep.
We'll run it a little higher.
Okay, it ain't gonna hurt nothing.
I prefer higher brace heights just because it quiets things
Yeah.
up. And with how I'm shaped, then it doesn't hit my
Would you
arm
say
nearly
that you're
as bad.
pear-shaped?
I wouldn't say I'm bear shaped.
No, pear-shaped. Like an upside down pear,
I don't think
or
so.
more like an apple, or banana.
Let's see. We'll take that and set this up how they sent everything. Let's see.
What I'm very curious about right now is the tiller. Looking at this bow right up front, I can tell you right now it's not a D-shaped bow. It's got more R&D shape to it, which means it's going to have a little more performance.
Out of all of them that I've done so far, the tiller on them has been either even tiller or very slight tiller.
Where is the shelf in relation to the center of the bow? Have you found that?
If I'm remembering right, it was about 1.5 inches above.
So we're looking at around 3/16 to 1/4 inch brace height, or tiller. Now that used the red one,
Yes.
the one that I can tell right now that knocks too big for the string they sent.
So let's find center on it.
You want to find center first?
Yes, because that's.
Can I make a mark on it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
'Cause once we're done with this video, I'm tearing into this and getting this one reworked.
You are too. Okay, 32. Oh wow, I nailed it first try. Okay. Okay, it's 1.25 inches.
1.25 inches.
So it's 1.25 inches above center, so that would be about a 3/16 tiller. So let's measure this now. I shouldn't have had that energy drink. I'm shaky. Okay, 6.5. Okay, that's a dead even tiller on this one. Dead even. So it is not tillered correctly.
I've noticed on a lot of the cheaper bows, they all have even tiller, which
But there again, if you're a beginner,
it'll sling an arrow.
yeah, it'll sling an arrow.
However,
you
you run into the problem where a lot of times, if you're trying to get accurate with it, if your arrows don't hit where you're pointing,
yeah,
it can be real frustrating and can discourage you.
yeah, it's
And
exactly
so
right. Or if
you're-
you're trying to tune,
A specific
yeah,
arrow.
where you're going hunting and you're playing with your setup, and or if you're getting into it and you decide I'm gonna bear shaft some arrows, you might have some trouble with an even tiller on a bow with a shelf that is 1.25 inches above center.
It's supposed to be 45 pounds.
Let's
see.
Let's take it out to the tuning tree. Before I do that, real quick, I want to just see if she's straight.
So far, out of the 11, The straightness on them has been really good.
Really? So Nick's, what he's referring to is he's already reworked a bunch of these.
I did 9 of them. However, I was going to do 10. One of them, the limb pins were so wonky that the limbs won't go on it. So the quality control on them, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't really.
You don't know.
So Nick is, in this one here, this one here we had not opened the box yet. We hadn't looked at this one at all.
Specifically for this video.
Yeah, we did a review. Now the other bows that we reviewed, we did not rework any of them before we reviewed them. This one we did. This one here, there is no delaminations anywhere. But what you were saying is out of the 9 you did, 7 of them had delams?
7 of them had delams.
But what he did is he went ahead and filled those, clamped them with glue, made them so that you can trust them on the ones he reworked. Okay, let's take this out to the shop. We're going to shoot it. We're going to see what the weight is. And, I forgot to mention, it is perfectly straight. I just checked that. It is completely perfectly straight. So that's a pro for it. All right, here we are over at the tuning tree. We're going to figure out what this thing weighs. Like Nick was saying, it is not marked. Nick, what was this bow? What did you order on this one?
45.
Okay, so this is a 45 pounder. But on all these cheap bows so far that we've done, no specs are written on them. Now on the other ones, they had 45 stamped somewhere on the limb, but no AMO or length. I guess I don't know if it would be called AMO in China. But anyway, this bow is supposed to be 45 pounds. So we're fixing to see how much it actually is. So it's 42 pounds. So it's quite a ways off from 45. It's 3 pounds off. And the other bows that Nick did, he found that to be very consistent with all of them. They were. Did you have any of them that were dead on 45?
Let me look at my list.
I think that they were all over the place, kind of. So.
I had 4.
So 4 of them out of 9 were actually what they were.
4 of them that were within a pound.
So he had 4 of them within a pound, 4 that were actually 45, and the others.
Or no, 4 that were within a pound. Because I got a 45, a 45, a 44, a 44, and a 46. The others were 43, 41, and 43, and 42.
Okay, so not very many of them were what they were marked.
3 out of the 11.
So 3 out of the 11 that Nick has worked on were actually measured and weighed exactly what they were marked. All the rest were all over the place. This one here is 3 pounds off. While I was pulling it down to check the draw, though, I noticed it's got a very nice pull, a very nice smooth pull. You know, I could feel it. I don't know. It really hardly stacks. It really hardly stacks out to 28 inches. It's really nice. So it's a very smooth. So far, I'm just really impressed with it. So let's go shoot it. Okay, go.
I haven't really messed with the arrows that they sent with it. They feel blah.
Yeah, they look cool.
They look really cool. But let's see how those are 100 grain points, it looks like.
That looks like 100 grain. Yeah.
Let's see how it actually shoots.
Whoa, you nailed that.
Oh, yeah.
I had a little drink tab there and he smoked it. First shot.
Let's see.
That didn't fly bad.
That didn't fly terrible. I wonder what they weigh.
Well,
yeah, that one flew.
Yeah,
iffy.
that flew tail high the whole way there.
Let's see.
So you got to remember, this is only a 42-pound bow. It's not. Oh, wow. Same spot.
I love takedown longbows.
Yeah.
Here.
Did you measure how much those arrows weigh?
Let me.
You do that while I shoot 1 or 2 here, because that, to me, it looks like they're kind of heavy, just by watching the arrow flight. So one thing I wanted to look at, if you look at this, you can see here that the high point of this shelf is clear up here. So ideally well, it's just not ideal. You really want the high point to be about right here. On a takedown longbow, or generally on any bow, you want the high point to be here. It's clear up here. So with a little modification, of course, that can be changed and you can make the high point here. But there again, for a beginner, that stuff doesn't matter just a whole lot.
560 grains.
Oh, that arrow flew horrible. Maybe it was my release. 560 grains.
Mm-hmm.
So that's plenty high. I mean, it's a good hunting weight arrow.
And that'd be 12.4 grains per pound.
Ooh, yeah.
If it was a 45-pound bow.
And it's a 42 pound.
And so let's see.
we're getting close to 13 grains per pound. That's pretty heavy.
With 100 grain points.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm gonna.
That's
swap.
weird. That arrow is going. I'm gonna shoot a lighter one.
Yeah, let's shoot arrows that are actually spined for it. And
Now, when I shoot this bow, the feel of it is amazing. It's dead in the hand. For a takedown longbow, the hand shock is non-existent. That's not there. It's a beautiful feel. There's no stacking on it. I do have a 29-inch draw, and to me, it's extremely comfortable all the way back. And dead in the hand, I'm really impressed. Now, I'm not impressed with these arrows, but
that flew better.
yeah, that flew better. I nailed your group there. All right, now we're gonna shoot a lighter arrow.
That's
now,
what spine is that?
That's only a 90, but it's a good test. It's too light a spine for this weight, but I want to see what it does. It's also a short arrow. Woo!
That was fast.
That was fast, and it flew straight. This one here is what we need.
Yep, that's the.
So this would be the correct spine. This is the 500 spine. This is the Three Rivers traditional only arrows. These are good arrows. 8 grains per inch on these arrows. So this, okay, now on that's a 100 grain point. Oh, wow.
That was like a laser.
Wow. Wow. This is an awesome takedown longbow. I'm going to shoot one more. You want to shoot it again?
Yes, I do.
This is an incredible little bow. Incredible. God, man, look at that. I drilled the center, and it was just like a laser.
As far as the feel of it,
Feels
it
great.
feels like my takedown longbows.
Yeah.
As far as the feel, because mine's a 64 3-piece longbow, and it's real. You know, it's not the same, but
It feels incredible.
let's try those other cheap Amazon arrows.
Now that's what came with the Sanlitas.
This is what came with the Sanlita.
Okay.
And yeah, with both of those Sanlitas. Let's shoot that lower target.
Oh. Now I hate that target.
You jumped there.
Well, I wasn't expecting it. I was kind of creeping in on you to see. Oh, wow.
Yeah, these aren't even sticking in.
Those are crappy arrows, I gotta say.
But let's see.
Still flew terrible.
Yeah. I've been messing with the point weights of these to see what'll actually
Now that
shoot
target,
all right.
that white target, that's an Ironman target. That's a piece of junk. Don't ever buy one of those. I want you to shoot one of these
Yeah, let's see.
that I was shooting. Let's see, that would
Well,
be.
I was shooting your tapered arrows here.
Well, that's a 400 though.
Yes, but it's got
But we
a
haven't
200
shot a 400 with it.
Yep, 200 grains head.
Oh yeah,
and
that'll be interesting.
bunch of point weight.
That'll be interesting.
Because these, when I was tuning all of them, they were lasers,
Wow,
which,
that's incredible for a 42-pound bow.
oh yeah, because these are actually, I've got that scale
I think
right
those are
there.
about 480, 500.
They're a little heavier with that 200 grain point.
This is a Carbon Express Heritage
There.
150, which these Carbon Express Heritage were my favorite arrow, hands down, until they discontinued them. Very sad about that. You can still get them direct from the company, but there's a minimum order, and it's kind of a mess. However, I need to get some more.
530 grains.
So 530 grains.
And just look at the speed on this.
Incredible. 42-pound bow. You missed the target.
Yeah, I was trying to hit that lower one, but we'll call that.
Okay.
But these, you know, if you were getting into bow hunting and you bought this off Amazon, you got good arrows with it, and you used those Amazon broadheads, you could run a hunting weight arrow, you know, 500 grains or so out of it. And, you know, with a little bit of practice, there's no string silencers on it, and it's quiet.
It's quiet. It's just an incredible bow. It really is.
And
oh, that was beautiful.
yeah.
That was like a laser. I'm gonna shoot this one yet.
Alrighty. I will say that square sight window, you see that on about every manufactured bow. Bears had square sight windows I've seen.
You mean big bulk manufacturer? 'Cause
Yeah.
we manufacture our bows.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
anything that's a bulk, you know, the Chinese bows have square windows. It's just, it makes it harder.
That was a bad release, and it hit within a couple inches of the center, and it was like a laser. Yeah, highly recommend. What do you say? Highly recommend.
I like it a lot. Well, that's why I bought 11 of them to rework.
Yeah.
But square sight window.
Well, hold on. Well, let's show you one that he reworked, and
so
we'll check that out. Yeah, even as is, not even reworked, highly recommend.
especially if you're just getting
I'll
into
let
it.
Nick show you what he did there.
This is one of them I reworked. I fit the limbs so that it was a better fit. Radius the shelf there so that you have a high point, and I brought that over as far back as I could into the in line with your hand. That square sight window really crowds up your sight picture, and so I rounded that out. And by rounding that out, you have one point of contact on each of those, and so it makes tuning arrows to it substantially easier.
And you flush these up.
Flush these up.
Yeah, mated the limbs.
This one, I adjusted the tiller on this one. It was one of the lightweight ones. This one ended up at 41 after the tiller was fixed.
Retuned, retillered, all of them. This one he put a little trap on. You could see it right here, that trap, and that was just to get it, the tiller correct, but a trap on these does amazing things.
And
as far as just making them even more smooth and fast.
And you can see in here, I fixed all of the cracks.
Yeah. So there was
one that ran from
delaminations
down
in
here.
Yeah, he filled all those, fixed them. Then he put a high quality finish on it.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
If you're gonna hunt with these, you really, at the end of the day, this is a spring made out of wood and fiberglass.
That's right.
And if you're gonna hunt with it, that finish is gonna get scratched up, and you don't want moisture affecting.
Yeah. Now on camera, I don't think you're gonna be able to see the changes like we can see in person. It's probably gonna be harder to see. I mean, you can obviously see that's radius now. That's got a nice radius on it. But
opened up.
Yeah, opened up that sight window. Here, hold these. I think you can see how that's got a radius now.
Oh, also I brought them all to center.
Yeah.
2 center and a couple of them past center, depending on how the material was.
He's talking about the center shot of where he moved that side plate over. But in person, these reworked ones just look fantastic. But if you don't have the money for a reworked one, I highly recommend this bow as is. Even it's an incredible takedown longbow.
Yeah, this one, if you thought you might like to get into traditional archery, you can get this for $100.
Yep.
And
you know the arrows they send with it and the string, not that great. But keep in mind, we were testing this bow just now with the string that they sent.
Yeah.
Plenty good enough for a starter. Plenty good enough for a beginner.
Let me grab because this one was 42.
Yeah, that's 42 pounds.
Let me grab one of our strings, an upgraded string.
No, I don't think we should do that, Nick.
Okay.
Because it's not going to be a big
Yeah.
enough difference, and it's. I think we're done.
All right.
Give your verdict.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Yeah.
To the video.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Go.
All right. So, in conclusion, this is probably a little longer video than the others, but we were so impressed with this bow, we wanted to just really go through it. But in conclusion, the PMZ 3-piece takedown longbow from Amazon, highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Absolute incredible little longbow, very smooth, very fast, and that's our verdict on this one. We love it to death. So once again, thank you so much for watching our videos. Stay tuned. We will be doing more of these cheap Amazon reviews, and then we also are going to do a rework video where Nick is going to take this PMZ 3-piece longbow and he's going to rework it into this on camera, and you can watch the process of what he does to it.
And you can do all of this, including adjusting the tiller with hand tools.
You could do it on your own, or you could get one of Nick's reworked ones. Once again, from Nick and Shane here at Great Plains Bow Company, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.